and RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. As always, calling this specific someone help. What do you love? Really an important question. We're going to get into that. Ed Sheeran did the song, never, ever, ever heard the song before and totally fell in love with it the very first listen. In fact, that little part that he repeats at the end, he broke that into weird places to where I couldn't figure out how to get that into the song. Because I only got 30 seconds, right? So I was like, well, 29 technically. But at the very end of the song, he kind of had a perfect little 30-second block that I was able to take advantage of. The song's called Thinking Out Loud. I thought it was beautiful. Ed Sheeran. Good stuff. So how did this all come about? That's always a good question. I've had a really interesting couple days. In fact, I actually tried to do a couple different shows and really just wasn't able to. I had camera problems. And ultimately what the deal was is I was having a very, very negative experience. Wednesday through Friday at work, today's Friday, but Wednesday through Friday prior to me getting out of work, it was just tough, a lot of learning experience, a lot of growing, a lot of lessons learned, and certainly was difficult for me. And I'm like, I really need to do a show. And I really, again, whenever I try to force a show, it's odd how the universe works, but I generally don't get too far in that regard. But it made me think, because as I was going through all this stuff, one, I hooked up with my, connected anyway, with my significant other, and we've actually got a date planned, so that's awesome. Moving forward there. It's a little ways off next month, but very good stuff, and that just kind of worked with the whole summertime and everything that's going around that. So that was good news, right? And I'm like, all right, in the middle of all this chaos, here comes some beauty. And another thing is I've got this really awesome signs that show themselves to me, and it's hummingbirds. Frankly, it's one of the little nature critters right now that are just in love with, and it reminds me of my significant someone because she's so ridiculously busy. And hummingbirds are amazing. It's actually it's the only bird that can fly backwards on top of everything else. So they're beautiful. They represent transformation, the colors that they have. There's a lot of really good things that come with hummingbirds that are beautiful. So again, all these really cool things were happening on the sideline, and then someone hit me up on Instagram. This might have been a week ago, and this is really what sparked the show, is they asked me, and it was a direct message too, it was kind of funny, they're like, what do you love? And at first, I was just like, well, I love my significant other, and I'm like, oh wait, that's not really the question. What do you love? Or what do you love to do? I think it was what do you love, but I think it was what do you love. Yeah, it was what do you love. It was that simple. And I thought about it. I'm like, what do I love? I said, well, me being Dan RadioStyle, right? If I can't come up with an answer here, that's not good. So I need to think about this. And I put a little time into it. And I'm like, well, and this is true. This is reality. This is kind of when I look back at my life and choices I've made. For me, what I love is making a difference in the world, making a difference with other people. That's why I work at a coffee shop one day a week. Don't need the money. But I love the customers. I love making a difference. I get to put a smile on their face and a cup of coffee in their hand. Or at least make sure their order's done right. But at the same time, I get to interact. I get to make a difference. I get to make people smile, make them happy. I'm hoping that this YouTube is another venue where I get to really expose that to the world. That sounds dirty. But yeah, where I get a chance to get to be someone that's making a difference in many, many people's lives. And that brings me more joy than I can even tell you. It's something I love. And another thing I love is communicating. And I know some of you are like, well, okay, great, Dan. I'm glad you love all these things. That's wonderful. It is. My point is, because I've also had a YouTube person that's been in a bit of distress, that's been commenting quite a bit. It's cool. It's very cool, and I wish her the best. She's in kind of a tough place right now, and I get it. But it also made me think of her, and it made me think of all of us and how sometimes we get so fixated on trying to manifest this specific someone, or we get so fixated on maybe trying to manifest something else, a house, a car, a boat, friends, whatever. And we might be frustrated. It might not be happening quick enough. We're so focused on trying to create this avenue that we actually forget one of the most important ingredients in our lives, our personal, individual lives. We talk about wanting to have good energy, right? This energy's thought transformations are pushed out. So this energy you're having is definitely being pushed out. And we talk about self-love, right? And we talk about all these different techniques we use. But how many of us actually stop and think about it? Now, if you're a parent, you love your kids, but that's still not the answer I'm looking for. Loving somebody is not what do you love. What do you love is like, what is it that you do or maybe are forgetting to do, but what is it that brings you love, that makes you feel like you're participating in this little social experiment we call Earth? What is it? What is it that you enjoy doing? Because when the times get tough, when the going gets tough, when you're frustrated, when you're not sure what to do, when your heart is crushed, like this person that's been commenting, and many of us, for that matter, many of us have gone through breakups, and they're devastating when you're going through them. Of course, everyone knows that time will heal all wounds, but when you're in the middle of it, that means crap. That's a waste of time. Don't talk to me. I know. Whatever. It sucks right now. These are thoughts that can get us into a happy place because, frankly, we're removing everything external. We're removing everything. It's like a way of letting go without even letting go. You're just, for right now, I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about what is it that brings me joy? What is it that makes me happy? And then the important follow-up question is, are you doing that in your life? We talk about trying to get our frequencies and our energies right because, likes attract likes, right? Focus-based universe, of course. We're attracting what we're putting out there. But your energy, if your energy's all out of whack from what you're trying to manifest, it ain't going to happen. Law of attraction says, Law of attraction, Nikola Tesla, Einstein, all these people talk about how it's energy. And if you're not resonating with what you're trying to do, if your frequency's not there, you're not connecting with it. Heck, you might not even see it if it was right in front of you. I could get totally off track. Are we loving things in our life? Are we doing things that bring us love? And I'm not talking about taking care of your significant other. I'm not talking about loving your significant other. Remove your significant other from the equation. If you could never see your significant other again, what do you love? Remove them. They're not even allowed. That's a wrong answer. Not allowed. And here's what I'm hoping people will do, because I think this will be really beneficial to everyone. Put a comment under the video. What do you love? Like I said, I love making a difference in the world, and you can copy mine. You can use mine. I don't care. That's fine. But make a comment because, and here's what one of the other things I'm really starting to realize, we're a community. We're all going through this together. And statistically speaking, a small number of people are typically going to leave comments. And they represent a good swath of society, a good representation. But this is one of those places where you can jot down your one little thing, and the people that are going to scroll through it might give them ideas. Might help other people that are maybe going through a hard time right now find a couple things that they can grab onto and go, yeah, I like doing that too. And if we find ourselves doing more of what we love, you'll find more love in your life. We've talked about how you manifest. It's what you think, what you say, and what you do. And what you do is actually the most powerful part of manifestation. You're doing, you're acting as if, you are behaving as such. And if you're doing something you love, then that's the energy you're putting out to the universe. And that's the energy you're going to get back. It helps you get that frequency in line when you're trying to manifest. What do you love? Put a comment below. I'd love it. You don't have to, of course. I mean, come on. I'm not, the comment police aren't going to come after you, though they might. But yes, no, not how we work here at Dan RadioStyle. But please, put comments because you're going to make a difference for a lot of other people. So put something below. What do you love? One thing. One thing. What is the primary thing you love? Can't be your kids, can't be your spouse, can't be your significant other, can't be a person at all. It must be something, an action that you do, or a hobby that you have that's still an action. It's something about you. Nobody else. If you were trapped on a desert island all alone, like Tom Hanks, talking to coconuts or the volleyball, Wilson, right? If you're all alone, what do you love doing? Now, granted, in my case, that'd suck because I like to make a difference in the world. Wilson, I would really go crazy. I'd be talking to the ball too, right? And then I got the paint on there and the blood or whatever the hell, and it became I'd be totally jacked up like him because I would have a hard time without interaction at all. As much as I like to joke that I hate people, it's not true, but I like to joke about that with people because it's really funny as everything I do is around people. What do you love? Make the difference. Commit something. Put it out there for everybody else. Hopefully, as a community, we can try to help each other get through some of these challenging times, especially when you're having a hard time with your significant other. When it's just getting frustrating, when it's tired, when you're not necessarily, it's not happening quick enough, you're not seeing what you want, you're trying to manifest something and it hasn't happened yet, which we, of course, talk about being from that place. You shouldn't really be focusing, but I know people do, right? We get our energies all spun out. Here's another awesome technique to help you get back into a good place. What do you love? Stay on Radio Style. Hope you guys all enjoy what I'm doing here, and I'm going to be doing more shows, of course. I've got another song. Again, didn't hear this one ever before, but I thought it was pretty cool. Some crazy long-haired dude, when you watch the video, like, you'll be like, all right, this guy, and then he started singing, and you're like, wow, where'd this voice come from? He's either deeper voice and crazier voice than I swear I should have been like a country singer. I could have done that. Did it. Anywho, guy's name is Jason Michael Carroll. Anyway, that's not good. It's called Living Our Love Song. I'm going to need that. Oh, yeah, I hope we didn't lose the batteries. That would have been, lose the remote, right? Look at that. Live, baby. That's how we roll. We're going out, of course, right here. Dan Radio Style, doing more shows coming up. Stick around. I love it. Thank you. And leave a comment, pretty please. Baby, just look it up.